The quiet village of Nuria rested in a valley surrounded by lush green hills and meandering streams. Life in Nuria moved at its own serene pace. The villagers, mostly farmers and artisans, were simple people who believed in hard work, community, and faith. Among them lived Harris, a blacksmith known for his strength and skill. His hands, rough from years of forging iron, were a testament to his dedication, but behind his steady demeanor, Harris harbored a storm of worries. For months, work at his forge had dwindled. Orders that once came in steadily now barely trickled. The coins in his pouch grew fewer by the day, and the cheerful clamor of his hammer on the anvil began to fade. Harris's wife, Amina, watched his struggles with a mix of concern and hope. She often reminded him of Allah's wisdom, urging him to hold on to patience and trust. Yet, in the quiet of the nights, Harris found himself questioning his path. "Ya Allah," he whispered one evening as he sat before the dying embers of his forge, "why does the path seem so dark? Have I not worked hard enough? Have I not prayed enough?" The days passed, and as Harris's despair deepened, a sudden knock at the door one evening interrupted his thoughts. Standing at the threshold was a stranger, a man cloaked in dust from travel, his face worn but kind. "Peace be upon you," the man said, his voice soft yet firm. "I have traveled far and am in need of food and rest. Can you help me, brother?" Harris hesitated. Amina, ever quick to act on kindness, stepped forward with a reassuring smile. She prepared their last piece of bread and a small bowl of lentils, setting it before the guest without hesitation. The man ate slowly, gratitude evident in his eyes. Before leaving, he said, "Your generosity in times of hardship will not be forgotten. Trust that Allah sees what you do." That night, as Harris lay awake, the stranger's words echoed in his mind. Was this a test? Had Allah sent the man to remind him of something greater than his immediate struggles? The following day brought an unexpected turn. A storm gathered over the village, its clouds heavy with rain. The winds howled, and by nightfall, the downpour turned fierce. Streams overflowed, and parts of the village were flooded. Harris's forge, which had already been in disrepair, suffered significant damage. The roof leaked, and his tools were swept away by the water. This, Harris thought, was the final blow. He fell to his knees and prayed, tears mingling with the rain. "Ya Allah, what more can I endure?" When the storm subsided, the village emerged to assess the damage. As Harris inspected his forge, his gaze fell upon something glinting in the mud nearby. The storm had unearthed a deposit of iron ore, rich and gleaming in the sunlight. It was unlike anything the village had seen before, and word spread quickly. Within days, Harris's forge was bustling again. Orders poured in, not only from Nuria, but from neighboring towns. As his fortune turned, Harris began to reflect. The storm, which had seemed like another trial, had been a blessing in disguise. Amina's faith, the stranger's gratitude, and the storm's aftermath all pointed to a lesson he hadn't fully grasped. Patience wasn't about enduring hardships passively. It was about trusting Allah's plan, even when the path ahead seemed unclear. Across the village, another story unfolded, weaving its way into Harris's life. Layla, a widow raising 3 daughters, struggled to provide for her family. Her days were spent weaving baskets from reeds gathered along the stream. Though her hands moved tirelessly, the income from her work was meager. At night, she whispered prayers, her voice trembling with hope. "Ya Allah," she said, "you are the provider. Guide me, for I do not know where to turn." One day, as Layla delivered baskets to the market, Harris noticed her work. "Your baskets are finely crafted," he said, studying the intricate designs. An idea struck him. "Let us work together. I can create metal frames and you can weave around them. Together, we could create something unique." Layla hesitated, unsure if such an endeavor would succeed, but Harris's enthusiasm was infectious. They began their collaboration, and the results were astonishing. Their creations gained popularity, and Layla's once struggling family found stability. More than that, the partnership reminded the village of the power of unity and mutual support. Harris often marveled at the unfolding events. Each challenge, though painful in the moment, seemed to lead to something greater. Yet life's tests were not done with him. One evening, as he returned home from a long day at the forge, he found Amina by their son Zaid's side. The boy, usually energetic and lively, lay pale and feverish. The local healer tried his best, but had no remedy for the mysterious illness. Harris's heart ached as he watched his son grow weaker. For months, Harris and Amina prayed, sought treatments, and gave in charity, hoping for Allah's mercy. Their patience was tested again and again, but they held on to faith. One day, a traveling doctor arrived in Nuria. Hearing of Zaid's illness, the doctor offered a remedy, though he cautioned that its success lay in Allah's hands. Slowly, Zaid began to recover. Each day brought new strength, and the sight of his son's smile filled Harris with gratitude. Once more, he saw how Allah's plan unfolded, not in ways he expected, but in ways that brought wisdom and growth. Years passed, and Harris's trials became the foundation of his wisdom. He often shared his story with the villagers who came to him for advice. Patience, he would say, is not just waiting for hardships to pass. It is the art of trusting Allah, doing your part, and knowing that even in the darkest moments, His light is near. The story of Harris, Amina, Layla, and Zaid became a beacon of hope for the village. It reminded everyone that while trials are inevitable, so too are Allah's mercy and wisdom for those who endure with patience and trust. In the end, they learned that the fruits of patience are sweeter than they could have ever imagined, and the rewards are far beyond what the human heart can comprehend. The story of Harris reminds us that patience and trust in Allah can transform even the hardest trials into blessings. Whatever you face, hold on to your faith. Allah's plan is always greater. If this inspired you, like, share, and subscribe to Innernafs for more uplifting stories. Assalamu alaikum.